recorded this entire thing and my mic was muted. I am so happy. So anyways, let's start off with the big ticket item because it's the most obvious item in this. I have an elytra. I went to the end so basically, hold on, let me back up. Because this is my second time recording, I need to remember that I have not said anything. So, I recorded this entire... Oh my gosh. Well, oops. Why is there so many babies? Couldn't be me. I'm not paying child support. Anyways. Anyways. So, basically, I recorded on my laptop. And what happened is... Ow. So what happened is when I recorded on my laptop, I transferred it over to my desktop, and since my laptop doesn't have that much room, I went ahead and I just deleted the footage on my laptop without checking if it was intact on my desktop. And it turns out that it corrupted. All of it corrupted. Every single last bit of it. I guess something unplugged it or something when I was uploading it. But I have no, and I do mean no, footage of all of that. So now I will just kind of go through and explain everything I do have, just because I don't have footage of me doing any of it, just to keep you all up to date. And the reason why this took a while is because not only was I trying to recover that footage, I spent like 3 days doing that. Did not work out. Also because that was like a week's worth of footage. And I also went on Thanksgiving break, although I did record a few clips on Thanksgiving break. I didn't record that much, you know, because we were up in the mountains without internet, so I couldn't actually post any of it. So we have an iron golem from and I will show where I designed it at. We went ahead and got a bunch of villagers, so we got looting 3, that one just has bookshelves, we got unbreaking 3, we got feather falling 4, we got fortune 3, we got the mending guy that we're probably going to kill at some point, and efficiency for only 20 is crazy. We went ahead and, well, also looted the end. We got quite a bit of elytras, as you can see in here, and some shulker shells. We looted quite a few end cities, actually. That took me at least an hour of my life. We also got a cleric that we put in there. So, yeah, we cured him up, and that's how we got our ender pearls. I do probably need to fix this design a little bit, since it is a little bit... Sometimes the iron golems don't fall, and then they don't spawn new ones if they don't fall. So, might need to fix that eventually. What else? Oh yeah. So we did go to the end, we did get a villager for ender pearls, and we did make an iron golem from, and we traded up some villagers. That was basically all we did, because designing the iron golem from, just so you know, this is not like the first design of the farm, and this is not the second design of the farm. This was like the 5th design, as I kept struggling to figure out how to actually make them spawn iron golems, and this one was then right after that one, because I realized, oh wait, hold on, instead of just having a piston that pushes them up and down, what if I just did a trapdoor with a daylight sensor? Because if you don't know how villagers spawn, or how villagers spawn in Iron Golem, is the villagers will sleep in a bed, and if they can sleep and work at the workstation, then they will be able to spawn an Iron Golem. But then that is where the problem occurs. Also, there needs to be at least 3 of them scared of a zombie or a villager, or I mean a vindicator or something. Which is why we have 3. And basically what happens is these guys will try and work at the workstation. They will be able to work at the workstation, but because of these trapdoors, originally I had slabs, which wasn't working out too well, so I had to change it to trapdoors. Then they will see Iron Man, and they'll be like, oh my god, it's a superhero, and they will freak out, and they will spawn their own version of Iron Man, and Iron Man will fall into there. Problem that I've been having is sometimes the Iron Golem will actually spawn clipped into the slab, which would cause it to not actually move like this in the water. So I might need to fix that somehow. Other than that, I found that although this method is pretty good, that this method is not only easier to do, but is also about as good. And as we can see with the iron that's in there, almost 2 stacks, and this is just over 2 stacks. Admittedly, this one does have 2 spawning pods. I think they're far enough away for them to both spawn independently, but then if an iron golem does come to the middle, then it does count as that, which was an oversight I had. I'm thinking about kind of having like this design, except having it expanded so it's like all the way out here, and it pulls things into the middle, and then having one all the way out here, and it pulls it to the middle, and having basically like 4 spawning areas that all pull to the middle eventually. But we'll see how much my iron consumption is. I don't think it's that much. I have no clue why none of them are spawning. Just as a little conclusion here, the reason why they're not spawning is because for some reason I could not figure out how to do daylight cycle, and it was set to false, which means it was always daytime, which means they couldn't go to sleep, and because they couldn't go to sleep, they wouldn't spawn any iron golems. I tried to figure out how to do daylight cycle, and either Mojang changed how you do that, or they just straight up removed it. However, it was still stuck as daytime always. So, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do this. If you guys know, let me know. Because, everything I tried, I even went back through my thing and saw that I did use game rule do daylight cycle false. Was the last command that I did use to change daylight cycle, and for some reason that didn't work. So I don't know what happened. They like recently updated it, or I updated mine version, and I couldn't find it. So long story short, this should work if you make them. However, the problem is right now at least the daylight cycle is always locked, and thus it won't work on this specific test board. Anyways, back to the next clip. Accidentally stopped recording there? Okay, so, continuing on from that, basically, I did record, like, an entire mini-series of going through Minecraft dungeons after I did realize that corrupted, just because I was, bored, if you will. Well, not really bored, I just, like I said, it kind of killed my enthusiasm a little bit to upload Minecraft. So instead, yeah, I went ahead and I just kind of goofed around with this figuring out how fast everything can be using this little contraption. Ooh, it's so redstone-y. It doesn't even reset itself, so. And yeah, point being, I ended up making an entire mini-series about Minecraft Dungeons, blah blah blah. I played through every single, like, POI you can, and it took, like, hours. I do mean, like, I think I had, like, 14 hours of footage in total or something, playing through everything. All the DLCs and stuff. And I figured that after I did all of that, really looking at the footage, it felt wrong to really cut out too much from the footage. Especially since I don't know how many people actually have played Minecraft Dungeons. And, well, since I was playing different DLCs, it wasn't like the same thing over and over again. But really looking at it, it probably wasn't the most interesting to just watch practically a live stream, but as like a video that's completely unedited, but at the same time I just couldn't bring myself to really edit much of it. I cut it down, I think, by like 2 hours or something when I did try and edit it, and that was a lot of work. Cutting 2 hours of footage, and it wasn't just like, you know, just cutting 2 hours, it was like cutting 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here. So I basically had to watch all of that. That is also partially the reason why I haven't. I did end up deleting all of that footage, mainly because it was still 12 hours of footage on my computer. And I'm not sure how much people are actually interested in Minecraft Dungeons. I think Minecraft Dungeons is kind of a fun game. If you've never played it before, you should definitely check it out. I believe you can get it with like all the DLC at this point for like $40 or something. It's a pretty decent game. Otherwise, this is probably going to be kind of like the end of this video. We have these designs for the Iron Golem farm. We went ahead and also have all of the loot that we got from the end city all up in here. And we also got the books from whatchamacallit, the portal room, yeah. And my Iron Golem from probably needs to be updated slightly, just so that way the Iron Golems more consistently fall in. I don't need that much iron right now, at least. And we probably do need to cure up these villagers and send them on their way. But it's been so long since I've last uploaded an episode. So I think I might just upload this, probably with very minimal editing. Just probably splicing the two clips that I have, because for some reason I think I accidentally stopped recording. And then I guess we'll call that a day, I believe. So, thank you all for watching, and sorry that this took... How long is this at this point? Hold on. I uploaded the enchantment video at, like, the 27th, I think? So that was 3... So it's been, like, almost 2 weeks. I didn't die. I'm still alive. Don't worry about that. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Now I am going to come back just for a slight side tangent at the very end, and yes, this is reused from the beginning footage. I am going to go ahead and I'm probably going to be doing a little bit less as keeping up with the hermits. Some of them is easy, like Mumbo Jumbo and Green, no offense to them, but they don't do the same things that, like, in-person Tango Tech do, which is like crazy. Like, for instance, getting a beacon day 1, making a massive hole day 1, getting some villagers day 1, all in the same day. Admittedly, I think they did work together. I think Skizzleman got the villagers. They worked together to get the Wither Skeleton skulls. You get the point. But, you see, the thing is the fact that I am going to be able to keep up with some of them probably for the rest of the season, while I won't be able to keep up with some of them for the rest of the season. And I feel like no matter what I do, I'm probably never going to be able to reach, like, import levels of unemployment, no offense to him, and I am probably always going to be able to beat, like, Mumbo Jumbo, no offense to him. But I'm gonna probably just make it, like, a little bit more like a Let's Play series, and maybe every once in a while we'll reference the hermits and what they do, and maybe make one of their bases out of, like, cobblestone or dirt, just to be funny, cause haha. This episode I also didn't make one of their bases like I said I would. I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of forgot, and, well, remembering now is not gonna change it, because I kind of feel like I need to get this video out sooner rather than later. So, yeah, I believe I will also be still posting, like, Bloons Tower Defense every once in a while, just because I enjoy playing Bloons Tower Defense also. And, actually, something I did forget to mention is I also, in between playing Minecraft Dungeons, trying to figure out how to get my footage back, and, I also ended up playing Terraria again for a little bit, and I played Master Mode with, like, a summoner, and that is on my PlayStation. I do not know how to record on my PlayStation yet. I might figure that out, and if I can, tell me if you guys would be interested in watching Terraria. I did do kind of, like, a summoner build. I was just using, like, 4 DPS, and I was playing Master Mode. I still haven't technically finished the game yet. I beat Golem, I beat Empress of Light, but I only beat Nighttime Empress of Light. I did not beat Daytime Empress of Light. I also did the, well, Pumpkin Moon a bunch. So basically I would still need to fight the Lunatic Cultist, fight the Pillars, and then probably fight Daytime Empress of Light, and also Moonlord. And that run will be over in Master Mode. Though, I will say, I am just on a slight side tangent. Being a summoner, I have never played Summoner before, and for some reason I decided it would be best played on Master Mode for the first time. And usually I play the melee class, which has defense. I have no defense. I kid you not. My Hode mode, like, top of the line gear right now, which is Spooky Armor, has about the same defense as pre-Hode mode melee class armor, which is ridiculous. So, in other words, getting hit in Master Mode is already pretty bad. Getting hit with Summoning class, which has the lowest defense out of all of them, is like the equivalent of having, kid you not, like, Platinum Armor run. You're just going to die in, like, 2 hits to everything. And I have consistently gotten Dukefish run, which has been, like, 100,000 health, down to 10,000 health consistently, and I even got him to 5,000 health once. But he always kills me in the last phase, and it's so annoying. Anyway, side tangent aside, yeah, I guess this is all. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Goodbye.